Good evening, everyone, and you are welcome to class today. It's a pleasure to have everybody with me in class today. The last time we were in class, we had some reviews. We had a class with Madam Chiamaka and everything. So today we're going to start. We're going to continue on our phase two session. We're going to be discussing about advanced relationships today. I'm going to be talking about advanced relationship today. So what we are going to be covering in this session, we're going to be covering, um, we're going to start with talking about many-to-many relationships, what they are, why they exist in real business data, why Power BI cannot handle them directly, right? Then from there we talk about bridge tables. Um, Bridge tables, we're going to talk about it as a standard pattern for resolving the many-to-many relationships that we have. We're going to work with building a bridge table as well. Also, we're going to be talking about inactive relationships. Why a fact table with two data columns forces one relationship to do what? To go inactive, and how we use relationship inside of calculate function to unlock that. Also, the last thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the cross filter direction, single, both, then we're going to be talking about all of that, especially when bidirectional filtering is safe and when it quietly breaks down our model. And I've created a data set that we're going to be using for that. The data set is called the Advanced Analytics data set. I'm going to be sharing everything right now um, in our group. Just 1 minute. Let me share it in case anybody wants to work with it. I'm going to be sharing it in session 5. So I just shared it to the WhatsApp group. For those of us that are watching this online, I'm going to share the link of our Google Drive that we have what is it called now? All our classes documents. It's going to be there. So what do we have inside the file? The file is going to come like this. We are going to have a production file, or we start with a fact row, or a fact sales that has 200 rows. It has two date column. We have order date, we have shipping dates. Then we have the dimension products row that has which is just the same as the catalog of this thing we had in our former data. But what we have that we added new is our promotion. We have this promotion, right? Promotion table, and then we also have a product promotion table. Are you following me? So that is what we are going to be doing. That is what we are going to be doing today. Now we're going to be taking each and every one of them one after the other. So, like I said, tonight we are covering four interconnected topics. We are covering four interconnected topics, and I want you all to see the big picture before we actually zoom in. Remember, we're talking about many to many relationships, what they are, why they exist, and how to work around them. We're talking about bridge tables, right? The standard data modeling partner that resolves many to many relationship. Thirdly, inactive relationship. What happens when a fact table has two date column and one can be active at a time? And the fourth is about cross filter direction. So these four things together belong in this session, and you will actually never encounter one without actually running into the other. So all of them are interwoven, they are interconnected. So by the end of tonight, your mental model for Power BI relationship will actually be what? More significant and more complete after we are done with the class. So that is what we are going to be doing. So now let's start the first one, which is us talking about what? Talking about the many to many problem. So now, the many to many problem. What is the many to many problem? What is the many to many problem? Now, before we have the um, NaijaPhoneShop table, isn't it? We have been working with it for weeks now. In that table, we have 5 branches, right? Let me open the file so we can go with it together. In this table, we have the customer, right? We have we have the customer, we have the dates, we have the product, and we have the sales, isn't it? But I don't think we have branches column, but we could have had a branch, what's it called? A branch table, but no issue with that. Now, we have been working with this table for weeks, 5 branches, 12 products, transactions going back to January, and tonight we are going to be adding a new layer to the business. Are you following? The store has been running some marketing campaign throughout the year. Are you following? So that marketing campaign now is what we have inside this Naija phone sales now, which is the promotion table. This is the marketing campaign. We had Dirty December, New Year, New Phone, Audio Week Special, Back to School, Accessory Bundle, and Flash Friday. Abi? So these are the what? These are the marketing campaign. And each of them, you will notice, each of them have their own start date, their own end date, the promotional type, and the discount percentage that is on each of them. We have that as well. Now, this is where it gets interesting. If we look at the production product here, we see power bank, right? Which is product P001. That's the PID. So power bank is inside the what? Is inside, if you look at it here, we can see product promotion 001, product ID 001, but we can see it in P promo 01. That means power bank, which is P001, this power bank, we can see it in promo 01. That is, power bank is inside the what? Is inside the Dirty December sale, right? But if we look closely again inside this place, we will see it again in 002. We will see it again in 006, which will tell you that power bank is inside New Year, New Phone, as well as Flash Friday. That is one product appearing in 3 different promotions. Now, if you look at the other direction now, we will notice that the accessory bundle deal covers what? Let us look at it. The accessory bundle deal, which is promotion 005, promotion 5, promo 5, it covers a lot of products. Product 2, 4, 5, 6, and 9, right? Which is what? Which is our charger. You can see our phone charger, our screen protector, our phone case, our USB cable, and our phone holder. All these ones are in that one. So one promotion, 5 products. So we have a situation where one product can belong to many promotions. We also have a situation that one promotion can cover many products. Are you with me? One promotion can cover many products. So in data modeling principles, are you following? This is what we call a case of many to many relationship. And it shows up constantly in our real business data. Not just about promotions. We also have products and categories. Products and categories. We also have students and courses. We also have employees and projects. The pattern is everywhere. The pattern is everywhere. So now let's quickly go to the power to our what's it called? To our Power BI. I'm going to try to load it into Power BI now. So I'm going to try to load it into Power BI. So I'm going to load it into Power BI now. So we say home, get data, right? So it is an Excel workbook file. So I'm going to look for the file. So if you notice, Power BI has changed the way we are working with data. So our get data, Power BI has changed it. Um, so I'm going to bring in the data in. So it's connecting to data source. So we are going to be working with the promotion. We're working with the product, promotions, and the fact sales. Then I'm going to what? Transform it just to confirm that everything we have is right needed. I'm supposed to open a new Power BI fresh one, but I don't want to do that. I want to do everything inside of it. So we have the promotions, which is this. I think all this is clear enough. We have the products, which is this. I think all this is clear enough. We have the bridge, which is this. So I'm going to make first row as header. I will talk about this bridge and why it is important later. Then we have the fact sales, which is this. This is the fact sales table. It's just 200 records. So now, unlike our normal sales that we have in this place, this one, our date starts from 20, what's it? I think it starts from 2025. But the ones that we have here, this one is just 2024 only. 2024 only. Good. So now, I'm going to close and apply. I know that there is an error in our previous ones, but since we are not using the table, that's why I don't want to touch it. Is that understood? So let's go. Okay, everything is done now. So let's go to our this. So we have these ones. So I'm just going to open a new layout. I don't want to see I don't want to see this one. I can just remove them from the diagram here. They are still here. I just created a new sheet for the ones that we just brought in, which is these new ones. So don't get it twisted. I hope everybody is following me. I hope you can all hear me. Okay, good. Now let's go back to our class. So, question. I want you to know how we are thinking about it. Let's go back to our Power BI. In the Power BI, let's look at the promotion table, the dim promotion table. This dim promotion table, I don't know if you can all see it, but looking at it, does this look like a fact table or a dimension table? If you think it's a fact table, can I see F in the chat box? And if you think it's a dimension table, put D in the chat box. This promotion table. Is it a fact table or a dimension table? If it is a fact table, put F in the chat box. And if it's a fact table, put F. And if it's a dim table, put um put D. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Nobody's saying anything. No. I can't see your responses in the chat box. Oh. The promotions table, is it a fact table or a dimension table? Look at it. Oh. If it is fact, you put F. If it is dimension, you put D. Only one person is saying F. Why is it going to be a fact table? Why? Why do you think it's a fact table, promise? Why do you think it's a fact table?
Okay, I think I confused myself because I was like trying to say because I'm seeing dirty December sales in it and everything. But no, after typing that F, I had to go back to rethink.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no, it's a dimension table, sir,
So why is
because
it a
it has
dimension table?
fact table normally like records transactions and sales, anything transactions. That's what I link to fact tables.
Mm-hmm.
But this shows the promotion ID, promotion name, start date,
Mm-hmm.
and end date. So
Mm-hmm.
the headers gives this promotion table dimension table. I don't know how to explain, sir.
Okay, let me just make it easy for you. Now,
Okay, sir.
it is a dimension table because it describes the campaign. Are you
Okay,
following?
describe the
It does not
campaign.
record
Yes,
a
sir.
transaction. A dimension table
Mm-hmm.
does one major thing. It describes, is a description table or a qualitative table. So it does not record any transaction here. It has one row per promotion with no quantities
Mm-hmm.
or revenue figure. This is what makes it a dimension. Are you following? So if you look at the data, there is no quantities, there is no amount, just descriptive attributes about each campaign. And that is everything about what a dimension table is all about. Are you following me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now, also, if you look at the other tables, we will notice that in the product, we have power bank. We discussed about all this earlier. That if you look at the product inside the product production in this place, you can see there is power bank PO1, PO1. I'm sorry, let's sort this one assembly. So you can see this is a product 01, 01, 01 showing in three promotions, three promos. Same thing with this one in two. Look at this number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's showing in four products. Are you following? That is about that one. Also, lot of things, right? Now we discussed about this earlier already. We discussed about this earlier already. So, but why can't we just connect the promo to what? Why can't we connect the two tables together? Look at these two tables now. We can connect product to promotion. Why can't we connect it? Let's even ignore all these connections first. Normally, you know that this thing was done automatically by Power BI, isn't it? So why can't Power BI connect it for us? Why is it not able to connect it for us? Because there is no way. Look at it. Let me remove this one too. So if you are saying you want to connect this table now, this is the product table to the promotion table, right? There's product ID here and there's product ID. Where is it now? There's nothing about the product inside this place, isn't it? So both are dimension table too, because the product table actually describes the product for us. The product promotion table also describes the promotion for us, isn't it? So both of them are dimension table. Both describes our business. They describe small small things in our business. Now, a natural instinct for us is to connect them directly. Even though if you look at it now, there's really nothing to it that we can use to connect them. Category, product ID, product name, and this. Nothing about it in this place. Are we following? So let me now show you how to do that. So we're going to drag the product production ID into promotion. So let's do product ID. We drag this one now. You will drag it to promotion, nothing will even happen. We don't even look alike for us to be able to drag them. No, isn't it? So we'll cancel. So we bring this boy here that is running away. This one that is running away now. So let's say we take product ID to product ID, or now we connected the product ID to this product ID here inside the product promotion table. Now, naturally, we are not supposed to have the product promotion table. Let me say it again. We are not supposed to have the product promotion table, but I was the one that created this product promotion table when I was preparing for the class. So I think I shouldn't have even done it. You see, when we were looking at the product earlier, we were looking at the where is it again? The product here earlier and the promotion too. The promotion, all those products that were being promoted, they are supposed to be inside this place as well together. So and I broke it down. That is my bad now. So me and I broke it down separately. Are you following me? And that is why breaking it down made me create this bridge table, which is the solution to the problem. Because all these products, 001, product 002, they will all be showing inside the promotions table as well. For example, you know, we will have seen all the products in this place and everything is going to be showing again. Are you following? So when we try to join in that way, we're going to have that many to many relationship that we're talking about. So to solve that problem was now me trying to do what? Was now me creating a what? What we are about to learn today in class was me creating a bridge table. Was me creating a bridge table, which is going to be a table whose only job is to sit in the middle of two dimension tables and connect them to themselves. Are you following? So a bridge table is not complicated. It is just a table with one row for each pairing between two sides. That is what a bridge table is. It is a table that has what? One row for each pairing between two sides. So in our case, every time a product table or a product rather appears in a promotion, we add one row to the what? To the product promotion bridge table. So that row has two columns. So if you look at the table now on Power BI, we will notice that in the product promotion we have the let me remove this now. We have the bridge ID, but we have the promotion ID and the product ID. Now the bridge ID make it possible for us to have uniqueness, isn't it? Uniqueness. So BRR01 is only for promo 001 for product 001. BRR02 is for promo 001 with product 02, and it goes on like that. Are you following? It has 23 rows. Power bank is here. P01, it appears 3 times and it is paired only once with promo 01 and once with promo 02 and once with promo 06. Are you following? While Bluetooth speaker, which is promo 004, is appearing 4 places: 001, 002, 003, 006. So repetition on both sides is what is expected. Are you following? Now, what is the magic? The magic is that instead of us having a many-to-many relationship that will be broken, we now have two clean, well-behaved one-to-many relationship, which would mean that your product ID will successfully connect to the product ID in this place, and it will be one-to-many. Save. And your promotion ID, you'll be able to connect to the promotion ID in this place, and it will also be one-to-many. Save. Are you following? So when the product ID connect to the bridge table in the product here, each product ID in the product is unique, isn't it? And each product ID in the bridge table is what? Is repeated. So, but since it is unique to repeated, it becomes one to many. Very clean. Also, promotion in this place is connected to promotion in this place. Unique in this place, repeated in this place, one to many. Are you following? So we have replaced one problem with just what? Two solutions. Now, the bridge table sits between the two of them. You can replicate this as well with what you have in some of the tables that you have in your what's that thing called? In your home real estate project as well. That is your project. Now, let us wire up this in the mobile. So we have already done this already in the mobile view. We have built the two of them together. We have built it up already in the model view, right? So let's go on. We have done it in the model view. We have dragged and we have added everything. So now that is that about bridge table. Does anybody have any question before we proceed on it?
So
Yes.
I have a question. The bridge table, how do we create it? Or we'll get to that aspect after or later?
First of all, you ask yourself the question. You can find the uniqueness. For example, in this database that we had before, let me go to the former one that we had. We have customer, isn't it? We had we had sales. We had the branches. This one is not going to be interesting. In your what's that one called? That other one. In your real estate, remember that there are some that add locations and states, isn't it? A perfect example of a bridge table will have been a location table that has all the states and all the location in the states, such that location L001 will connect to maybe Lagos, right? Lagos can have 6 or 7 locations inside of Lagos. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So you can have a bridge like that. So it's you yourself that you filter them out and create it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. So that is how that one works. Now let's continue. So let's go to inactive relationships. Now for inactive relationships, right? This one, this is where a completely different kind of problem. So bridge tables actually solved many to many. But, but let us look what happens when one fact table needs to connect to a date table in two different ways at the same time. Now, if you look at our table, our what's it called? Our fact sales table, it has two dates, the order date and the shipping date. The question now is which of them should we connect to the what? To the date table. I think we have a date table, right? We have a date table. So now we have a date table that is a calendar table. But if you look at our fact table has order date and shipping date. Which of them can we connect to the date table? Which of them can we connect to the date table? Anybody?
There
Other
should
dates,
be the
sir.
other date because if you don't have the other date, there won't be no shipment. If there are no orders, there are no shipment. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. But what if we want to do analysis on shipments?
You connect the two dates, then
Both
you
of
want
them
to
can be
use one,
connected, right?
make
Yeah.
it active.
Both of them has to be connected. That is what we are learning today. So the order date needs to be connected, one to many, and your what? And your shipping date too needs to be connected. But immediately you connect it, if you try to make it and you want to run it, it will give you this error. There's an ambiguous part because one is already there. So what you do is you connect it, but you will now say make this inactive. So when you save now, when you look at it, it's going to be what? It's going to have this pattern. What is the pattern? What did you notice? You notice that what? One is grayed, is fully line, while the second one is what? Dotted line. So the other customer, the other date is when a customer has placed an order, isn't it? While the ship date is when the order actually does what? Actually left our branch. And the reality is that both of them actually matter to the business. A manager today might want to analyze by the order date to see when the customers are actually doing what? Are actually buying. But your logistic manager can wake up tomorrow and say, I want to analyze the same revenue by what? By the shipping date to see when the goods are actually dispatched. Isn't it? So now, when we connect it, remember that in our dim date table that we did in the last session, we have already connected we have done time intelligence on it by making our date table a what? A date table. Isn't it? Remember, we have already made our date table a date table. Remember how to do that? You go to calendar option, you mark as date table, and then you save. Isn't it? So this one is already there already before now. So it is already done. And doing that allows us to be able to do time intelligence, like month to date, year over year, and all are calculated against the other dates because that is what is connected right now. But what happens when we now want to do analysis on ship dates? What happens? Obviously, we know that when we want to do that, nothing is going to happen. Because with this dotted line that you are seeing, it makes it an inactive relationship. And Power BI is going to ignore it. Are you following? It is holding it in reserve because the active relationship is date to order date. And that is the default path that all our existing measures are following. The inactive one that ship date is going to be working with, right? Yes, it's available, but nothing is going to use it until you specifically tell it to use it. Until you do what? You specifically tell it to use it. And how do you specifically tell it to use it? You use your what? You use your use relationship. So to activate an inactive part, we use an instruction called use relationship. So now, when we are activating an inactive part, both, in fact, let us write the DAX so that I'll be able to explain it. Right? I think, let me see, is there any DAX doing this one? Fact sales. Was this a DAX? This is not a, okay, yeah, this is a DAX, total revenue. Good. So remove this one and use this one. To still give us the same thing. Perfect. Now, when we wrote this code, we had it as what? Total revenue. But if you look closely in the record, the revenue that we are going to have in this place, let's use that first. I'm going back to, we are using our previous table now. This part says, okay, we can't even use this one. Don't let us use this one. Let us use part sales 2. So let's run this one. So let's say it's new measure, then revenue, revenue is equal to what? Sum of part sales to revenue, isn't it? So we have this. Okay, into X. So let's remove it. I'm supposed to write it inside part sales 2 and not inside part sales. So let's go put part sales 2 and right click and run new measure. We'll place it. So you can call it total revenue, right? Now, when we use this one now, remember that we have connected it in this place. So let's say I put in this chart now, but let me just use this one. So I pick total revenue and my month. Where is it? Month name. I have it like this. So this is the total revenue. But which revenue am I seeing? Everybody. Which revenue am I seeing? Which date is used to calculate this revenue?
Ship date.
How is this ship date? You said ship date, right? If it is ship date, why is it ship date? Tell me. Don't be shy. Talk now.
From the DAX you wrote.
Sorry, sir, what's your question? I missed that part.
From the DAX. The DAX is just sum of parts revenue. That's all that is there. The question is this revenue I'm showing, right? You can see
Yes, sir.
January, February, March to December. Which date
Yes,
is it
sir.
really using?
Sir, can you go to
Transaction
the
data.
model?
I should go to the model. Okay, this is the model.
Yeah. Can you click on this on the first one to know the date is using? Is the other date, sir?
Why is the other date?
Because that's the one that's active.
The
Because
active,
that
yeah.
is the one that is active. Are you following me now? Because that is the one that is active. Do you understand? So now I'm not going to write another code for you now. Now, if I now want to do shipped revenue, if I want to know our revenue for shipped products, so how do I now go about that to write the shipped revenue? If I want to write shipped revenue, how do I go about that? Because I know that my shipped revenue is with my what? My shipping date, isn't it? I'm to use my ship date for that. So how do I write the code such that instead of it to use other dates, it must use ship date? How do I do that? That is what we're about to do next. So to do that, I'm just going to leave this one to here. Then I'll now start. Okay, let us write a new DAX inside Pack Sales 2. New measure is a measure, isn't it? So to do this, I'll call it shipped revenue. That is the revenue from shipping, or the revenue for our shipped items. How do I go about it? Now, instead of me going straight to saying sum of something something, I would not say that. Are you following? I would not say that. I would just reference my other revenue that I've done before, which is T. What now? I'll first use the calculate. Can somebody remind me what calculate is used for?
I know it equals to.
Oh, thank you, Jerry. I use space system equals to. Good. So can somebody remind me what calculate is used for? Calculate is used to run an expression, but with what? With filter. So in this case now, we are going to put what? T revenue there. That is our what? That is the expression. That same revenue. But we want to filter based on something. We now want to say we are going to use one thing called use relationship. What is this use relationship for? Use relationship specifies an existing relationship that is to be used in the evaluation of a DAX expression. The relationship is defined by naming as arguments two columns that serves as end points. So what are the two columns that talks about dates in this place? The first one is the ship date, which we have done, and the second one is the dimension, our dimension date gongon, which is that other one that is inside the table. So we are going to use dim date, this one, meaning that whenever I pick ship revenue, right, and I pick date, you should come and use, if I pick shift revenue and I pick anything from the date table, what you are going to be using in the relationship to join them is the fact sales shipping date, because I have used this relationship, use relationship. That is the end point. Are you following? That is the end point. So when we add the argument to calculate, the use relationship takes two columns as reference. The column on the fact table and the column on the date table. So what it does is that it temporarily overrides the active relationship that is between date and fact sales 2. Are you following? And tells calculate that for this calculation which is saved revenue use the relationship that I have put in this place, that is ship date to dim date, instead of the default one. Do you understand, everybody, what I just explained? So let me write this properly. I can come here, tab it like this, I'll tab it like this, then close this bracket, then enter, close the main bracket, and we are good. Yeah, I can even enter this one to write it properly. Good. Or it's okay like this. Then I can do what? I can enter. So that is our shipped date. So now let us see it in action. So when I pick, let me click this one. Let me add data label to it. Good. Now let us now start again. I will pick shipped revenue now, and I will pick date. Sorry, month name. Now we can now see. I'm now going to add data label again to it. This time around, did we notice anything? Did we notice any difference? Or are they the same?
No, they're not
No,
the
they are
same. They
not
are
the same,
different.
sir. Different.
They are not the same. You can see now. They are not the same. Somebody asked me, Mr. Bankole, what is that the essence of this now? You can see. Now I can talk about the shipment, and I can talk about revenue by when they ordered. Now, if for example, now let's say we did, we could actually have this in a line chart, isn't it? Then I can pick the two revenues to be represented on the line chart, the shipment and the revenue with a month name. Can you see? There are some charts that you will see that are like this, that you have two lines, one for shipment, one for, so let me color the lines. Let me say the one that is for shipment is the green one. so that we have an idea what I'm talking about. We'll call that one green. Mhm. So the green one is the shipment. I think this data has more than 1 year inside of it. I'm not sure, but let me pick here and make here I know that it has more than 1 month in it. That's why. But none of you even know how I know that it has more than 1 year in it. Do you know how I know it has more than 1 year? Should I tell you from a professional point of view? Or somebody knows? Is there anybody that knows how I know? I did not look at the data, so I didn't even know what is in the data. So does anybody knows how I know? Anybody here? Okay, if you don't know, because how I knew was that when I look at the revenue for the order, I saw that January is 0.34. When I look at the revenue for shipment, I saw it is 0.42. Are you telling me that I am shipping more than that is being ordered? So that would mean that there was a spillover for shipments in December or orders in December that was shipped in maybe January and vice versa like that. Do you get me? So that's how I knew. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to change this to I don't want this one. I want it to be not between but a drop down, or no, let it be a tile, no, vertical list rather. So I'll just pick. So let's see 2024. Aha. Now if you look at 2024 now, they all look similar now. So you can see everything was going okay until May. We can see when we got to June, lot of orders were made, but less shipment was made. Can you see? So we need to know what happened in those time that is like that. And even in December, can you see? In December, normally it's all this was telling me that what people bought in January 2024 was shipped in January 2024. It kept on going like that. Can you see? This is how some of these things are done. So we have tested it already. Are you following me, everybody? Do you understand now? Do you understand? Okay, perfect. So that is it about that one. So let's go back to the class. We're almost done. Okay, sorry. So now we talked about activating the inactive part and we use relationship for that. Now let's talk about when we have cross filter direction. Cross filtering direction. So what is cross filtering direction? This is going to be the last topic for tonight. This one catches out. Yes, Oluchi, you have a question?
Yes, Mr. Bankole. But can you also make it active from the model instead of using the use relationship function?
Yeah, if you make it active, it means the other one must be inactive.
Oh, okay, okay. But okay, right now, like you use the use relationship, the other date is still active.
The other day is still active, yes.
Okay, so now I
It's just that
understand.
whenever it wants to do that measure of shipping, what's it called? For shipping, right? It will keep, it will not, it will skip, it will not use the relationship. It will use the relationship that we have set it to use. Do you understand?
Yes, I do know.
Yeah. Any other question? No. Okay, so let's continue. So now for cross filter direction, it looks like a minor setting. in the relationship diagram, right? But it is not minor at all because it controls which direction filters can travel through a relationship. And when you are getting it wrong in a bridge table, we make your slicers behave in ways that makes no sense at all. Are you following me? Good. So now, let's say every relationship in Power BI, right? They all have a cross filtering setting. For example, when we did this one earlier, when I click on it, you see it has cross filter direction, isn't it? We see it in the relationship dialog, the double-headed or a single-headed arrow, which is this arrow here that you are seeing. This is a single-headed arrow, right? By default. By default, we use a single settings. So what does that single mean in plain language? That's what we are learning now. So it means that what your filter flows from one side to the many side. So in this table now, this is the what? Promotion. Okay, let me use this one. This is straightforward. This so this is um our promotion, our product to promotion, isn't it? Product to promotion, which is many to one, one to many, right? So it means that our product filters the product promotion table. So if you select a product, the bridge row for that product gets filtered, but the filter cannot come from product promotion to product. Are you following? That is what that line is telling you. If you see this one, it enter into this place, but this star cannot come back into this place. That is what we mean by single filter. Are you following? So any slicer that we pick in promotion, in promotion here, cannot come and filter products here, because this arrow is pointing only into one direction, which is into the bridge and not back outside the bridge. Are you following me? So if there was a cross filter somewhere, that we have cross filter for both somewhere, the reverse would have been the case. The reverse would have been what? Would have been the case. Now, what does both mean? If you have both, it means that what? It can be filtered in both direction. That is, your product will filter dim product, your bridge product promotion, and it can instinctively also filter promotion. That is, this anything we pick in this product will filter both product promotion and promotion. Are you following? And your dim promotion filters the bridge as well, which then filters the product as well. That is what both slicer does. So that is what we need for our promotion slicer to show the right product. So if you go to the model now, I will double click on the relationship between product and the bridge product promotion, and we change this cross from single to both, right? And we say okay. If you see it now, we would see that what? There is now, instead of it to having one now, we have two here. It goes back and forth. That is, it can enter and it can, so that is, if you follow this arrow, remember when we were doing this, I was teaching you about how that arrow following you go. It means that this thing says that one can enter into the many, and invariably it can enter through the many into this place. Are you following? So let's give it action. Let's say um, we have a filter for promotion. So let's say we have promotions now, promotion name, but we have it as a slicer, right? And we have a table for our product. So where is product? In this place now. Are you following? So now, what you are saying is that let's remove this. Let's make it single first. So now, if I click on promotion, you can see as I'm clicking on it, do you notice that your product did not show, did not change, even though there was a breach table? Because at this stage, the promotion can only filter the breach and does not have anything to do with the product. In this case, the product can only filter the breach, does not have anything to do with the promotion. Are you following me? But if I change it from single to both now, and I apply, if I go back here now, you can see as I click, I will see the products that are affected by each of the promotions. That is what we have. But as sweet as this thing is, right? As sweet as it is, which is that the filter has traveled from promotion through the bridge into our products. Yes, it is sweet. But let me issue a very stern warning, a serious warning. Bidirectional filtering on a bridge table is safe and intentional. Are you following? Because we understand exactly why both directions are needed. The danger that is there is now you using both of them carelessly on other relationship, especially when you're not working in a larger model. Are you following? So imagine a model where your customers are connected to your sales and you now flip on the boat, this thing. You flip open boats in your this thing. Now your facts, anything that you pick from sales can flow into your customer. And if you have a measure that is counting customer, it might not, it will even, it's not even it might, it will behave differently because it will behave depending on what is happening in the sales table, even when you don't want it to. And that filter part becomes ambiguous. So two different routes exist for a filter to reach the same table, and Power BI now picked one out of them. And that is not what you intended. So the rule for this is that both is only used when you have a specific understood reason. But then a brick table or brick tables are one valid reason for that. Whenever you have a brick table, yes, you can use both. That way, everywhere it can cross filter, it can go across the bridge to the other side. Are you following me? Good. So if I go here now and I say, okay, if I this one gone, let me uncheck. If I click on earpiece, hold on a minute. Let's create promotion name now. So promotion name to also be like this. Then we create a folder for product name, but as a slicer. So now let's see. So I choose earpiece earlier. So you can see that earpiece cannot filter what promotion. The use that earpiece cannot filter, as this product cannot filter promotion. Why? Because product cannot filter promotion, because when product is going from one to this place, it is not seeing any cross filtering in this place. But when this one is coming, it come here, it saw that it can also enter into this place because there is a forward here as well. Are you following? Are you following? And that is what your brief table and co is doing. Are you following, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we talked about this. We talked about the single direction, right? We talked about the both bi-direction, and we talked about when not to use it so that you don't create ambiguous folders and paths. And we tested it ourselves. We tested it ourselves. Good. So now, today, we've been able to cover all this, right? We've been able to cover all of this. Let us bring everything back together. We covered four things this evening, and all of them connect. We can see that they all connect now. We started with many to many when both sides of the relationship have repeating values, and Power BI cannot build a reliable join between them. This is not a limitation for Power BI, no. It is just a fundamental data modeling constraint. Then we also have a bridge table. The bridge table became the solution, that is us introducing a third table with one row per combination in the many to many. So this bridge converts one broken many to many into two clean one to many relationships. Also, we discussed about inactive relationship, which, for example, when a fact table has multiple date columns and we need time intelligence on more than one at a time. So the extra relationship goes inactive. But when we want to make that inactive relationship active, we use relationship inside the calculate to activate them on a specific what? On a specific demand. Then we have the cross filter direction, which I told you that single means filter flow in one way, but both means that what? Filter flow in both ways. And we need to make sure that whenever we are using both for filtering, we use both intentionally and not by default, because using both is a what? Is very very powerful and risky. So bridge tables are one valid use case where you can use both. Elsewhere, in other places where you want to use it, single is what? Is safer. And with that, we've come to the end of our class today. So your assignment is to build a sheet revenue measure, which I have done in class, but you should also try it on your own on your computer. Then try the bridge table, both and single. So next class, which is us going into more tougher stuff, we're going to be talking about model optimization. How to optimize our Power BI model. How to optimize our Power BI model. We'll be talking about why Power BI files get heavy and slow and how to fix that before it becomes a problem. Are you following me? Some of you say, Mr. Bankole, my Power BI is too slow. This Power BI is slowing down my computer. So it is this type of session that we're going to be doing next that saves you from embarrassment, especially those of you that end up sending over 300 MB file to your customer. So don't worry, we'll get there. So this is a wrap for our session today. I'm very sure this was a big one for everybody. I'm very sure you have to watch the recording over again, right? We discussed about advanced relationship, bridge tables, inactive inactive relationships, as well as what? As well as cross filter direction. And I'm glad for everybody for staying tuned. The recording is going to be on YouTube very shortly. I will drop the link in our WhatsApp group as soon as it is live. So if anything from tonight is still not clear, please post your question in the group and I will answer it before the next session. So with that, I say we grow together. See you on Tuesday and good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you, sir.